Hey everyone, this is Chris here. Just coming with another video for you guys. I've had a few people leaving some comments on some of the nutritional supplements that I give to my birds. How often do I scat them or treat them for mites? And some of the other things that I do to help my birds stay healthy. And so, I think first off, one of the best things that you can do for your birds is, one, give them exercise, plenty of room to fly around on their own, natural sunlight, and a variety of fruits and vegetables and seeds and pellets. And so when I say pellets, the color food pellets that you can use to supplement for seed. Now I have my phone on my Goldians right now, and I'll take a quick look over here to their food dish. So they do have a separate container here. Let me bring this into the light so you can see, that has their pellets in it. And to be honest, Goldians are not the best birds to try new things. So at first they wouldn't touch the pellets that I had in here. Really what it took was getting some zebra finches and some societies in the same cage with them, and giving them a few weeks of the societies and zebra finches to eat those pellets, and then the Goldian finches started to eat them. And even some still don't eat it. The one good thing with young Goldians, I have some out here on the flight, you can see them over there. So one of the good things with baby Goldians is they're really curious, and they will try almost anything new. And so that's a really good time, when they're weaned, it's a good time to introduce a lot of those new foods, because they are curious. More times than not, they're going to try them out and eat them. And that can be a habit that will be taken out through the rest of their lives, of trying new things, which is very good. Now my canaries, we'll come over here. You can see I have separate dishes of pellets in there, and then I have their seed and their pellets. The canaries, they love the pellets, especially the babies, and they will eat them almost just as often as they will eat their seed. I change their seed out about every other day, and I'll do their pellets about every third or fourth day. So they do eat them, and those are great because they provide really good nutrition for them. They provide extra vitamins and minerals that seed doesn't provide, and also that some fruits and vegetables don't provide. And so it kind of helps complete that all-around diet for them. So I would absolutely recommend giving them some pellets. So you can see in all my cages here, I have some pellets for them, and then I have their seed on the other side. These are all the baby Goldians, or I'm sorry, baby canaries. And so it's really important to have that in there with them. Now, like I said, the top three things I would suggest is exercise, natural sunlight if you can. The sun helps provide vitamins and nutrients for the birds that they can soak in through their feathers, that artificial light has a hard time doing. I'm not saying that artificial light can't provide that. There are some light bulbs out there designed specifically to replace some nutrients of the sun and whatnot, but nothing's better than the sun. It's just like people. We go outside and it's a nice sunny day, it makes you feel good. And that I'd say the same for the birds. And as far as a well-balanced diet, provide seed, provide pellets if you can, and provide different fruits and vegetables. I try and give them egg food, which is hard-boiled eggs, several different types of lettuces. Really, anything that's green is good for your birds. Iceberg lettuce is not very good for them. It has a high water content, so there's not a whole ton of nutritional value in there for them. And so, but you know, any of your romaine lettuces, give you a shot of the males here. Yeah, romaine lettuces, any green vegetables, a lot of the fruits, you know, apples, pears, oranges, watermelons, you know, those are good for them, you know. And don't give don't give fruits to them every day. I usually give my birds fruits maybe once or twice a week. During the resting period, it's maybe one time a week. When they're breeding and have chicks in the nest, you know, I'll give them egg food every single day, and probably fruits probably 2 to 3 times a week. And so, you know, so it's just, and do research on it. You know, there's lots of information out there on Google. There's a lot of books, a lot of websites out there that provide the information necessary to know when to feed them and how often to feed them. As far as treating my birds for mites and diseases and stuff like that, you know, it's really important to quarantine any new birds that you get for a month, 2 months before you introduce them to your other birds. Just to make sure that they don't have any diseases or anything like that to affect your birds. I know breeders that have had their flocks wiped out entirely because of new birds that they introduced and they didn't quarantine them properly. I kind of have a schedule for my birds. These are some of the supplements that I use as far as mites and deworming them. I do have scat. You know, scat's a great product to apply directly onto the bird. So if you have like individual birds that are showing signs of mites, this is a great supplement to use. I also have a spray for mites. So when I clean my cages out, I'm usually spraying all my cages down, making sure that their environment is clean of mites to help prevent them from having any breakouts. And then 76, this is a liquid form that you can put into their water. And this is great as well if you have a lot of birds and it's hard to catch each individual bird. So this is a great way to treat a flock. And I use all 3 of those at different times. I do have about every quarter, so about every 3 to 4 months, I will regularly treat my entire flock, canaries and Goldians, for mites. And then periodically throughout, if I have any birds that are showing any signs, I'll separate them, quarantine them, and apply the scat to them. It is important to keep your cages as clean as possible. I mean, birds are dirty, you know. So today is the day that I cleaned my bird shed, and it's been about 4 hours since I've cleaned it. And if you look down here at the bottom, they've already got quite a bit of poop and stuff down there. And so, you know, birds are messy, so it's important to try and keep them as clean as possible. And if you can keep their environment as clean as possible, your birds are going to be healthier. I also, once a year, maybe twice, I will deworm my birds. Now, the reason why I deworm my birds is because I have an outdoor aviary. So any birds that are outside, yeah, they could, you know, come across a wild bird's droppings that might have had worms in it, and they could contract worms that way. And so this is just a preventative measure. If your birds never go outside, more than likely you probably would not need to deworm them. So especially if your whole flock or your birds are inside and they're contained and they're not being introduced to other birds, I probably wouldn't have to worry about deworming them. Also, I do use a water cleanser for my birds in their containers. I have that in there now. You can see, you know, their water is nice and clear. That's because I use this about, I don't know, 2 to 3 times a week, and I have seen great results from that. So KD water, that's a great product to help kind of keep your water clean, keep the bacteria from growing in your water. And I have color food in these ones for my canaries, but I still add the KD water in with the color, and it seems to do really good for the birds and help prevent any unwanted bacteria from growing into their water dishes throughout the day, which is really nice. And helps keep the birds healthy. It just adds another factor of cleanliness into the bird shed, and it's not that expensive either, and it just is a powder form, and I put it in a big gallon, a milk jug gallon. I'll mix the proper ratio. I think it's 1 teaspoon per gallon, I think is what it is. I'll mix that in, and then I'll distribute that out to all the birds. And so I hope that some of this helps. You know, it's important to do your research on the birds, to help keep them as healthy as we possibly can. You know, there's still going to be times when our birds get sick. You know, if you guys have watched my videos, you've seen that I've had a few issues of birds getting sick or other birds dying because of that. And so this doesn't completely prevent any of that from happening, but it helps to prevent future breakouts and to protect your flock as a whole. And so I would say, you know, generally, I feel that my stock is fairly healthy, and there's not many issues that arise. And if birds are dying or passing away, lots of times it's my older birds, because of age or stuff like that, or it's kind of like a freak accident. And so I hope this helps you guys. Just know that natural sunlight, exercise, those are really important for the birds. If you can at least provide that for them off the bat, I would do that just to help them out. You know, it's like humans. We need exercise too to stay healthy, and if we can do that, then that'll help us out to be a little bit better in the long run too. And then if you can provide any of the other things that I've talked about, you know, as far as preventative measures for mites, and other, you know, worms and other bacteria and stuff like that, that also adds to the help of keeping your flock healthy and you know, living a good long life for you and entertaining you with song and colors. And so I hope this helps you guys. If there's anything else that you'd like me to talk about in particular, leave a comment below. I'd be more than happy to help you out or give suggestions. You know, and this is just my opinion. This isn't science. This isn't proven data. This is just things that I've done in the past that I've seen that has helped me out really well and helped my birds out. And so this is not the only way. There's many other ways out there that work just as good or maybe even better. So this is just something that's been working for me throughout the years, and hopefully you guys can take something of it and it'll help you out too. So thanks for watching, guys.